Get ready to enter the Thrive Time Show.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we here.
We started from the bottom, now we're on the top. Teaching you the systems to get what we got. Colton Dixon's on the hooks, I break down the books. Z's bringing some wisdom and the good looks. As the father of five, that's why I'm alive. So if you see my wife and kids, please tell them hi. It's CNC up on your radio. And now 3, 2, 1, here we go.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get.
All right, Thrive Nation, on today's show, we're talking about something that I think everybody really would benefit from learning about. It's this idea that nobody drifts to success. Nobody drifts to success. So, James, we're going to leave here in about, 10 hours?
Just about.
Well, it's more than 10 hours. We're going to leave here in like 12 hours. In 12 hours, we're going to leave here, and we're going to drive from Tulsa, Oklahoma to Miami. So from Tulsa to Miami, that's what we're going to do. We're going to drive from Tulsa to Miami, and we're going to drive in a white van, and it's going to take us, now, again, I'm just assuming, probably about 21 hours to get there. And how do I know that? Well, because you plug in the coordinates, and there you go. It's about 21 hours.
That's right.
Now, someone would say, well, you might get there faster if you go this way, you go that way. But the thing is, I know we have to go east, and we got to use the GPS to get there. And that's the path to getting there, right?
Right.
But a lot of people, when it comes to success with their business, they think, well, I'm just going to drift around and see if I get there. So they might head west a little bit, might head north a little bit, maybe a little south action. They might run an ad in a magazine. They might hire a guy they just met in Utah. They might call their sister, might hire their sister. They might go out to lunch today. They might go to the gym. They might optimize the website. They might read a book. They might watch a movie. They might get a haircut. They don't know. We don't know. And all of a sudden they say, I don't understand why I'm not having any success. Now they're 30. They get another new idea. They had a new idea at a business workshop. It's a new idea. It's a new business book. They're at the airport. They see a book. Oh, this is the new idea. They get a new idea, a new franchise, new idea, new service. Here we go. Got a big idea. I'm fired up. Just watch the movie about it. Here we go. Watch the documentary. I'm going to sell cabins. Okay. Now, and then they go to the dentist. They get a haircut, watch a movie. They travel. Their kid graduates high school. Holy crap. Now they're 45.
Ooh.
Then they go, ha, ha, ha. I was flying into Houston, visiting my cousin, talking to my sister, found this magazine that talked about an idea, put up $50,000 to learn how to make money with real estate, no money down. They turned out losing a lot of money and putting a lot of money down, and now they're 55. And that's what happens, because people, you don't just drift to success. And just to provide proof of this, I'm going to give you some statistics this morning that are not, I think they're very encouraging, but I think most people might process this by default as not encouraging. I think it's outstanding. And I'm actually impressed that I've done the math to do this here. So we're going to go, I want everyone to do it with me. Go to usdebtclock.org. Everyone go to usdebtclock.org and assume that what I'm saying is not true. So we're going to go to usdebtclock.org and we're going to just see what's going on. We're just going to see what is going on at usdebtclock.org. Okay, well, let's try to avoid the $33 trillion of debt, and let's focus right here. There's 8.7 million Americans that are self-employed right now. Now, James, there's 330 million Americans that live in our country. So what percentage of Americans are self-employed? I mean, if it was 10%, you would have...
it's almost 3%.
If it was, well, think of it, if it was 10%, you would have 33 million self-employed people, but you're not. You're at 8. So it's like 2.5%, 3% of our population is self-employed-ish. And according to Inc. magazine, of those that are self-employed, 96% of businesses fail, according to Inc. magazine, 96%. And there's other stats you can read that show a little higher number, a little lower. So in America today, if you're in America, you got a 0.001% chance of being successful by default. Now, I'm going to walk you through the guaranteed path. I'm going to walk you through the system today. This is how you become successful, okay? This is what you do. So step 1, okay, you want to find a problem that the world has, okay? That's what you do. Step 2, you find a solution that you can provide, Step number 3, you sell the solution. What? You sell the solution. And then step 4, you nail it and scale it. And this is called entrepreneurship, and I love it. But again, Nobody drifts to success. And here to talk about it is the founder of bunkylife.com, Super David. Welcome on to the Thrive Time Show. How are you, sir?
I'm doing awesome. Thanks for having me.
Super David Frazier. First off, when did you have the epiphany? I should start bunkylife.com.
Well, I had a problem, and the Bunky solved my problem personally. So I had this house in the country, ran out of bedrooms when we had our first daughter, and it was like, where are we going to put mom and dad? They want to come. They want to enjoy the grandbaby, but they got nowhere to sleep. And so that was the solution for our little problem within our family.
Yep.
And then I figured out, oh, wait, this could help other people. They could also benefit from this. And then I started selling it to other people.
That's how it works, because you found a problem, you solved the problem, you sold the solution, you nail it, and you scale it. That's how it works, okay? So I'm going to get into 5 principles I want to teach today to everybody out there, okay? So the first one is David Drucker. He was a management expert back in the day. He wrote this book, many books on how to manage people effectively, but he says, what's measured improves. What gets measured improves. What's measured improves. The quote is, what's measured improves, or what gets measured improves. James, how often throughout the day do I ask you how many tickets you've sold for a conference?
Every 2 hours, maybe 3 hours.
Yeah, and it's not that I'm a jerk about it. It's just I have to know, because what gets measured gets improved. Now, Mr. Bunky Life, what I find a lot of times as entrepreneurs, they don't measure the things that matter. They don't have those conversations. So I'd want to get your thoughts on that. Why is it that most entrepreneurs don't measure that which matters most?
I think people are scared to know where they're at. There's like this back of the mind fear of like, oh, if I actually open up that Pandora's box, I'm going to see some scary zeros come out. Not the good kind of zeros, the zeros of like 0 sales or 0 outreaches or 0 hours worked. I think people are scared of knowing what it's actually going to be. And then also I think some people don't have the skill. They haven't set the goal to achieve measurement of things. And so it just kind of swim through things, and then it's never on the priority list because it's not immediate and urgent. But if you don't know your numbers, you can't start from a position of truth. You're just guessing.
Now, if you go to thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire, thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire, if you go there, you can download the book and follow along on page 172. Again, the book is A Millionaire's Guide, How to Become Sustainably Rich. So then the big principle we just talked about here was what gets measured, it gets improved. But we put a little meat on that. You got to start your meetings on time. If you have staff meetings, you got to start them on time. You got to be aware of time. Start on time. Wonderful person was just in my office moments ago. Not that I'm mad at the person, but I have an interview I have to do with Mr. David here. I want to do the interview with David. It's in the schedule. Got a person in my lobby. I don't have a problem with the person in my lobby, but the person in my lobby wasn't on my schedule, so I got to move on. Right? Okay. Next, you got to constantly bring up the goal. You got to bring up the goal all the time. You got to talk about the goal all the time. And then when you get sick of talking about the goal, you got to talk about it again. Next, you got to bring energy to your staff meetings and staff interaction. You have to. You have to do. Next, you got to publicly praise people for doing a good job. You got to praise people for doing a good job. And to me, that's a tough thing to do because, in my case, I think about once every year I get some praise, but usually I don't really think about it because that's not why I'm self-driven, but most people are not self-driven. So most people, they got to hear like hey, good job. You are doing a good job. And they got to hear it multiple times throughout the day because any criticism at all, they're like, why are you so negative? You hate me. You know what I mean? A lot of employees, I'm telling you, tell an employee no. A lot of them go, he yelled at me. My boss yelled at me. Your boss say the word no? Yes. James, you see this.
I do.
It's unbelievable.
It is.
We got an employee right now I'm kind of worried about a little bit. They're doing a new job right now at the mall. I'm worried about it. You know why?
I am too.
Because I don't think I'm just worried. I'm the person at the mall right now. I worry. I don't know if they have it. I think the person lacks a lot of confidence. And I think they're going to go to that mall and the mall's going to eat them alive. We've sent 4 people to the mall on this mission working at the mall right now, where they're based in a bunkie in the mall. Let me just show you what they're doing, folks. They're out there in the mall. And David didn't ask me to do this. I asked David if I could do this, but I bought a bunkie from David. I put it in the mall. And I call this God's gift to marketing. And it's working, by the way. We have a booth in the mall. We bought a Bunky Life from David. We put it in the mall. People stop by the mall. And we pass out brochures that talk about the landscaping, outdoor living, and irrigation services that we provide for this particular company. And so far, as of today, we have now gone through 4 people who couldn't handle it at the mall. We have 1 person so far that can handle it at the mall. We've gone through 4 people that cannot handle the idea of being in the mall, making a base pay of $12 an hour plus commission, One person thinks it's the best ever, and she is loving the job. But the other three, they just could not handle. And I worry about the person there at the mall right now. Are you worried about it?
I am.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think it's going to end well.
I don't think it's going to go well. I can't see. I don't know. They said, hey, I want to go to the mall. I heard you can make like $200 a day, $300 a day. I said, oh, you can, but I don't know. All right. So we move on here to page 174. Andy Grove writes, only the paranoid survive. This is the founder of Intel, the computer chips. He says, only the paranoid survive. Super Dave, what does that mean within the context of running bunkylife.com or just a business in general? Only the paranoid survive.
So if you're not thinking about what can go wrong, it probably will go wrong. If you don't have a contingency plan for the contingency plan, at least in my experience, if you just assume everything's going to go right, something's going to blow up. And I can tell you like 3 or 4 stories of us, like, because the things that hit you are usually out of left field. But the things that you can at least know are going to happen, you can plan around them. You can have a contingency plan. That like there's enough crap that's going to hit you out of left field that you could never have predicted. That if you don't have the predictable stuff at least figured out, and you're fearful about that, and you're paranoid about that, and you've got a backup plan for your backup plan, then you're not going to like things are never going to go smoothly. So you have to have a real paranoid kind of view of things so that you can pre-plan for things not going smoothly.
Now, I'm going to give you an example. We had somebody, I'm not going to mention the name, but this person said, could you take care of my hotel for this upcoming event I have? I said, sure, I can do it. I'm not paying for your alcohol, though. And they go, what do you mean? I said, I'm covering your hotel. I'm not paying for the hotel. I'm not paying for the alcohol and the food. I'm not doing it. So then I talk to, there's people called bookers. For anybody who doesn't know how this world works, okay? You have a speaker. It's a speaker. You're bringing in the speaker, and the speaker flies in. Shoof, they got to fly in first class. Oh, yeah, they do. You know why? Because you can't be in the coach. I mean, whatever. Anyway, I fly coach, but this is how certain speakers, they have to fly in first class, because they're amazing. So they fly. It's like 3 times the cost to fly them in. Shoo, they fly. Attention passengers, will be now serving food and beverages for the first class. We might get to coach if we have time. So then the speaker, they can't book their own hotel. No, they can't. They can't figure that out. Could you book my hotel? Because I'm a speaker. All this time in first class, I have no time to book a room. So you got to book the room. It's real stuff. And this is, again, I've been organizing events for 20 years. This is just how it is every time. And then the speaker always wants to roll like 4 deep, like they're in a rap group. Now, David, were you ever into old school hip hop? Run
DMC, it's my jam.
Okay, well, let me just show this to you real quick, folks. For anybody out there that doesn't know, okay, so this is Fuji's live, Ready or Not. I'm just going to show you how it works. Okay, this is how this works. Okay, so this is back in the day. This is how you would do it if you were a rapper, a hip hopper. This is what you do. So you get the rapper. So in this case, this is Lauryn Hill in Japan. Tokyo. Are you ready? Now there's a guy. Now she said, put your hands in the air. There's other people that are there that are also going to clarify what she said in case you missed it. So watch this. Okay. So she's going to say, put your hands in there. Guy's like, oh, we got to clarify what she wants them to do in case they missed it. What?
Put your hands in there. Are y'all ready up there? Are you ready?
Oh, see, he says, are you ready? It's like a human echo box. Are you ready? Are you ready? He's a hype man. Hype man. Now watch it, folks.
Here I come. You
get a first class speaker, they want a hype man. Now they got the DJ back there. Now you're going to have about 8 guys showing up in just a second. All of them have a mic, and they're going to say, that's right. That's right. Because they got to get the crowd excited. Here we go. The drummer, he's ready to go. Bring him out. Here he comes. Here he comes. Watch him. Oh, there he is. You see him? He's working it. It's the hype man. There he is. Oh!
With some witches, if you do, I can do what you do.
Easy.
So while you imitating alcohol, I be needing some more.
And then getting on your microphone.
You can't run.
That's what they do. This is how you get speakers. This is what happens. Is okay. You get the speakers. The speakers they fly in first class. They want to sit first class. They do not want to book their own hotel because they cannot handle it. That's beneath them. And then what they do is they say, I'd like you to cover my hotel too. You say, sure. So you cover the hotel. And I called up the hotel. I said to the speaker, I said, hey, I'm not covering the person's alcohol and their food. I'm not doing it. And the hotel goes, absolutely, sir, we'll do it. Then the booker for the speaker calls me. Hey, want to know what credit card you wanted to put the food and beverage on? I go, I'm not putting my food and beverage on the credit card. And they're like, oh, you're not? I thought you were. No, I'm not. And you know why I intercepted that jackassery? Because only the paranoid survive. And you know what's going to happen at the event? This speaker is going to try to get free food and alcohol again. You know why? Because that's what they're going to do. And you know why I'm going to thwart it every time? Because I know what it's like to pay a $40,000 bill for a speaker who decides to bring everyone up to his hotel room, turn his hotel room into a VIP suite, and rack up a big tab. It's what happens. And so, David, a lot of people, they're not ready for this. They're trying to start a business, and they're not ready for, like, wow, the speaker's going to bring in a hype man. They're not ready for, wow, the speaker's going to rack up a tab. Wow, the speaker's going to want to. And so people go in, David, they go in with the rose-colored glasses. They're excited. They think optimism, everything's going to go great. But only the people that survive are the paranoid people. Can you please help me preach the good news about this, sir?
Yeah, it's 100% true. Like anything that I just keep coming back to, everything that can go wrong will go wrong. Like, for example, one time we put our life savings into 6 or 7 sea containers full of bunky wood. So we had all this wood coming in, and I made sure. I was so paranoid about this. I was like, this is our first time importing this much stuff, and really this money, I got it from our customers. So if this wood doesn't come, I'm not going to have anything to give my customers. I can't give them the wood. I can't give them the money back. So really important that this stuff comes in. Do I need a permit for this? I asked it several times of the friendly broker, and he said, nope, no permit required, sir. No permit required. And then, of course, it came in to the port. So all of my God's given wealth that I accumulated over probably 30 years of my life was in these sea containers. Oh. And then they said, okay, so where's your letter of no permit required? And I said, ooh, pardon? They said, yes, this is Canada. We can't just say no permit required. We have to have a letter of no permit required. So for about a week, I didn't sleep. I didn't eat. I thought that they were going to either send all that wood back to where it came from or burn it. So, but luckily I'd said, hey, help me out here, because you did tell me I didn't need a permit, and they eventually figured it out, and it didn't cost me, more than a couple of days of delay. But oh my goodness, I'm glad I was super paranoid about that, and I could have been even more paranoid. I'm not sure how I would have been more paranoid in that scenario, but yeah. Now that's like one of like 5 times I thought I was going to lose everything because of some stupid thing like that.
And I don't even know. Have I mentioned to you, James, that I don't think the person at the mall is going to work out for him? I mean, yeah. It's how it is. It's how it is. It's how it is. Okay. And the thing is, I know the games. I know the games. It's a project paranoia. Let's continue here. Okay. Because you don't just drift to success. I mean, nobody drifts to success. Why you don't drift to success? Why you don't drift to success by default? Why do you not drift? Why, folks, the question I have for you, again, why do you not drift to success by default? Why? What? Because people think that by very virtue of just being born, that's all going to work out. No, it's not. It is not going to work out if you just let it sit and just see what happens. Through entropy, success does not happen. We continue. Gray box. This is a quote. I'm quoting myself from my own book here. So, James, maybe you could read the quote for myself on page 175 in the gray box.
The success you will achieve in life is relative to the number of uncomfortable conversations you are willing to have. Clay Clark.
What did I just say?
The success you will achieve in life is relative to the number of uncomfortable conversations you are willing to have.
Have I told you about the VIP speaker?
Yeah.
I just had a conversation with the VIP speaker. I just did it. And the guy's like, hey, how come you haven't reimbursed my $7,000, thing? I go, because I never agreed to do it. You know, I'm just going to show it to you right now so you can see. I'm not going to show the folks at home, but I'm going to show you. Like, you know what I mean? What?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pay your $7,000. Like, well, that's just half of it. And then there's the other half. No, I'm not paying you. You're not going to turn in some nonsense. You know, now that I've said no to the alcohol and food, you're not going to turn in it a different way. No. What you're getting is you're getting hotel airfare. That's all you're getting, buddy. That's all you're getting. But it's an awkward conversation sometimes when you're talking to somebody from a different country or a different part of the world and you have to tell them, no. And they're like, what? And so I want to get your thoughts on that. I think most people, David, they avoid the awkward conversation and they just get screwed. Meanwhile, I will not do that. I will have the conversation. Well, I want to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't have those conversations now, it's not like they get smaller. They just get bigger and more awkward and more expensive. So, I mean, It's so much easier to nip those things in the bud just right away.
Now, next notable quote from page 176, James, gray box.
Throughout my career, I've learned to fire people faster. If it's not working out, it's better to move on quickly than spend your time trying to make it work when it will never work.
And I'm worried about the person at the mall right now. You know what I mean? Because it's like, if they go to the mall and they're getting, I thought this is the kind of personality type, and I could be wrong. It's going to go, is there some extra training I could get? What? So I've talked to this person, at least 5 times saying, hey, you're going in that mall. And when you go in that mall, you know what you're going to have to do? You're going to have to do your job. And have you talked to the person who's doing their job well? No. Have you talked to the person who's doing their job well? No. I've asked you multiple times, have you talked to the person who's done the job well? No. You know what you're doing? No. You're going to go in. I know. I just know that prototype. I know that personality type, David. And again, I mean, if you don't fire fast, you get stuck with a bunch of jackasses. Now, thankfully, at bunkylife.com, you have purified the land of the infidels. You've removed people from the team that shouldn't be there. You have said no to grow. You have been paranoid to build the prototype, and you have sold the prototype at scale. You have found the problem, you've solved the problem, you've sold the solutions, you've nailed it and scaled it. And now you're selling Bunky Lifes all over the country, all over the world, and Canada, America, etc. If people want to buy one of these bolt-on bedrooms, Chief, walk us through what are the benefits of this bolt-on bedroom?
All right. So let's say you got a situation where you need to get something quick. We can ship it to you ASAP. You can build it this weekend. So speed. Secondly, they're relatively affordable. You can get a really great looking kit for less than you might think. And thirdly, you can do this yourself. If you got friends and family who want to swing a hammer together, you can have a bonding experience this weekend, build your own kit, or you can get a local contractor to do it, or even just a local handy dude or dudette. And then, of course, fourth, they finish beautifully on the outside and the inside. And so it's a really an adding of value to your property.
And what's kind of the pricing spectrum for people that maybe aren't familiar? I mean, do you have?
So if we're talking USD, probably somewhere in the ballpark of about $5,000 to $15,000 as a finished kit. If you're talking Canadian dollars, is a little bit more, but yeah, that's basically the gist of it. And we can ship anywhere in the lower 48 and all across Canada.
Now I want to ask you this, and I know you're not a big political guy, so I'm going to ask you a question, and you can just say, you can respond with punt, and that's okay. I respect that. If the answer is punt, it's fine. Let's say that I were to work a trade situation, and I were to really bring a lot to the table, and I would say to you, hey, I'm willing to trade you Joe Biden for Justin Bieber as a trade where you keep Biden, the leader of America. I keep Bieber. I'm not saying I really am on the Bieber stock right now, or I'm not. I'm just saying, if I said right now, immediately, I'll take Bieber as commander in chief. I'll just make that clean swap. Would you make that swap?
I feel like the White House would sound amazing. You'd get a lot of great beats and tunes in the White House. You know what I mean? Like Justin Bieber, I used to play at a pub, and his mom would come see me play. And then she's like, you got to check out this kid on YouTube. He's going to be amazing. He's going all the way. And he used to play on the steps of the local theater in Stratford, Ontario. And I checked him out. I was like, this kid's pretty good. And then next thing you know, he's Justin Bieber. I wonder if he could play on the steps of the White House for change, and you guys could rack up the solution to your pretty outrageous debt clock situation. Maybe Bieber is the solution.
Well,
so I'd be for it.
The way I was thinking about it, I think you and I were sharing a lot of the thoughts there, because I was thinking, Biden's policy, both Republicans and Democrats, no one can understand what he's saying or what it means, and it's not working. So I thought if we could trade for Bieber, even if it doesn't work better, even if the policy is the same, it couldn't be worse and it would sound better.
It would sound amazing. It would sound imagine him just,
people would go, things are getting bad, but it sounds good. And I think that would be kind of like pop music in general, or like rap music, where you go, I don't know what these lyrics are. They're probably bad, but at least it sounds good.
Yep. I think you have that for sure.
Okay, that's just something to think about. Again, folks, that's bunkylife.com. Bunkylife.com. One more time, that's bunkylife.com. David Frazier, thank you for joining us, sir. We'll talk to you next week.
Hey, Eric, it's Ron Howell. I just wanted to just express to you and to Clay how excited and appreciative we are about this relationship and immediate results of the just a couple of days run on the rental boats. That you guys are extraordinarily good at what you do. So we're excited. We want to do more, as all your customers do. So we'll keep figuring out how we can move forward on a variety of fronts. I've got Dusty from Brownie's eyes are wide open now. And anyway, the main thing is thanks so much. Really appreciate everything you guys have done for us and are doing. Looking forward to the future. Thanks, Eric. Please pass that along to Clay if you would as well. Thank you.
This is Brent Starts with United Lending from Stuart, Florida. Just give a shout out to Thrive Time Show and Clay Clark. We've been with them for, 3 years now. We've been working with them to help us with our systems, get our arms around our numbers, get some great systems in place as far as marketing, working with our Dream 100, holding us accountable, and so actually hooking us up with a lot of fine vendors as well that saves us a lot of time, and those referrals really helped us out as well. But we've seen tremendous success putting those in place, getting our Google reviews, our video testimonials, all of those things coming together as a full marketing plan has really helped us out. So we can't say thank you enough for Clay Clark, Thrive Time, and Andrew Bloomer, who's worked with us for 3 years now. So wonderful job, guys. Thank you for all you do.
Well, Thrive Nation, we have an opportunity all the time. We have so many wonderful people that go to thrivetimeshow.com and they reach out to us to schedule a 13-point assessment. We also have a lot of people that go to thrivetimeshow.com and they schedule a free 13-point assessment, and they're not a good fit. Because I only work with diligent doers. I only work with people that are willing to actually implement the proven systems that Dr. Zellner and I both teach and implement in our own companies. So people say, I do want to grow my business 7 times faster. I do want to reduce my working hours. I do want to increase my time freedom and my profits. I think we're all in agreement that that's a good thing. However, we can only help people that are willing to put the work in. And on today's show, we're joined by a man by the name of Ronnie Morales. His company is moralesbrothers.net. I hold him in high regard because he and his family-owned business, they actually are growing. I would call it dramatically. When you look at this, Inc. magazine right now shows that 96% of businesses fail. Inc. magazine says 96% of businesses fail. That's not good. Whereas this guy's business isn't growing by 10%. It isn't growing by 20%. It is growing dramatically. But again, if Ronnie Morales had filled out the form and had scheduled a consultation and wasn't willing to actually implement what we were teaching, it would all be for naught. So I'm excited for you to meet somebody who I would consider to be a diligent doer. He's based in Richmond, Texas. And without any further ado, Ronnie Morales, welcome on to the Thrive Time Show. How are you, sir?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thanks, Clay.
Hey, so how did you first hear about us? How did you hear about the Thrive Time Show?
I listened to your Thrive Time Show podcast for those 7 years, and I was learning so much. I was like, man, I got to give this guy a try.
So you listened to our podcast 7 years ago?
Yeah.
Really?
7 years.
Do you remember the first podcast you listened to 7 years ago?
I don't remember. I listened to so many of them.
Okay.
I listened to, more than once.
Now, when you're listening to the podcast, I try to feature clients on the show so that there's real people really doing it, really implementing the systems. When did it occur to you that you might want to, go ahead and fill out the form at thrivetimeshow.com and schedule a consultation?
I got to the point where I just needed to take the next step. And I've been in coaching before, like group coaching and different things like that. But I just felt like everybody on your show was making tremendous changes in their business. And coming from you and Dr. Z, I felt like y'all had the experience. And it didn't matter if it was, because I've been used to doing construction, like peer groups and construction coaching, where it's contractors only. Well, I felt like, you know what, I need somebody business minded to help me grow this. I don't necessarily need a group of just contractors. I need somebody that knows the business part of it.
And what kind of growth have you had since you began working with us as far as a percentage? Do you know a percentage or what kind of growth?
Yeah, so we had about a 57% increase from last year's first quarter to this year's first quarter. So that was huge for us. And personal growth too. I honestly, just as a business leader and team member here in my company, I've grown a lot to be a better leader, learn how to delegate better, learn how to get these 15-minute huddles started every morning. And it's just been great. I'm just continue to learn, and I can't wait to keep moving forward.
Well, people always ask me, they say, what's the most important part of business consulting? And that would be to me like asking a baker, what's the most important ingredient in a cookie? I mean, is it the flour? Is it the sugar? Is it the eggs? I would say if you take out any one of those core ingredients, you're going to have a weird tasting cookie. So in our business consulting, we focus on marketing, branding, sales, hiring, leadership, management, accounting, all of those things. So let's kind of go through the process from just a branding perspective and a marketing perspective. How has the business consulting impacted your company?
No, it's been great. The branding, the marketing. I mean, people around town are telling us, "Hey, I've seen your trucks here and there. I see you all over the place." When people are searching Google or whatever it is, they're finding our videos and they're reaching out to us. I think one of the biggest parts with business coaching for me has been the accountability. Like just having somebody to tell me like, hey, get this, and this done, and have it done by this day. And, we move on to the next step. So, it's been great.
Now we have a weekly meeting. The purpose of a weekly meeting is so that you have a week to get your homework done. We have a week to do our homework. I mean, we do photography, videography, web development, search engine optimization, and you and I meet on Saturdays at 6:30 a.m. I find a lot of my clients like to meet in the mornings. How important is it to have that weekly meeting? Because I'm 42, but when I was 21, I was hiring business consulting programs that would do quarterly meetings or oftentimes even monthly meetings. And I found that nothing got done. How important is it for you to have a weekly meeting?
I think it's very important as a business owner to have that weekly accountability to make sure you're staying on schedule. Because as a business owner, you wear so many hats. It makes it difficult to get the important things done that you need to get done, but that you want to put it on the back burner. But when you have somebody to be accountable to, and it's a weekly thing, and they're steadily putting in your ear, like you got to get these things done. Get the reviews. Get the video testimonials. It just makes it to where you have an assignment and they just get it done.
Now, at the business conferences, we walk people through the entire system. This is the system we teach from. This is from my newest book called A Millionaire's Guide to Becoming Sustainably Rich, which everyone can download for free right now at thrivetimeshow.com/millionaire. You and I, we track the numbers every week. So box number 1, we establish those revenue goals. We do that. We know the break-even numbers. We know how many hours you're willing to work. This is crazy. You're married. Your wife loves you. You love your wife. I'm not ever advocating during our coaching meetings like, forsake your family and grow your company. Can you talk about that, how important it is to work with maybe a coach that understands that you want to have a healthy family and a healthy company?
Oh, I think it's very important. Like yesterday I had a good dinner with my wife, and we had a good evening with live music and really enjoyed each other's company. I took my kids camping twice this month already for 4 days, and we're enjoying the summer. But I think it's very important that as a business owner, as you put the hours in, put the hard work in, but you also take the time to spend with friends and family. It's important. Rising up early to get my meditation time is very important to me too. So I think just again having somebody that knows the value of these things is important.
Now, as we go through, I mean, you are knocking it out with the marketing and the branding and all the things we have to do to optimize your website and make the ads work. We've determined your unique value proposition. We've improved the branding. We have a 3-legged marketing stool. We know how to generate leads online and offline and referrals. The sales process, and I'm not picking on you, but I mean this, you're like a super humble guy. So I feel like that the sales process was something that once you learned the proven process, you kind of took to it right away. But I think a lot of contractors don't want to come across as too aggressive or too passive or too whatever. And I feel like the sales process of your team really doing a good job of calling all the leads, and the calls are recorded for quality assurance. I feel like that's been a big needle mover for you. Maybe I'm wrong. I'd love to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, no, it's been great. I had my own way before I joined your team. I had my own way of sales, and what I thought was working really wasn't working. And at first I put up a wall, but once I was opened up to the why you do it the certain ways you do it, it really opened up more ways to be more successful. With the call scripts, with the recorded calls, we're still tweaking scripts and things like that, but it's like an ongoing process. But it's been great, and I think that it has helped us a lot. We call our leads back right away, within hours, a few hours, most of the time, and it's just important. And we've gotten a lot of leads, and where I needed to hire my first sales employee.
And now we're working on more of the systems, creating these repeatable systems and managing a larger group of people in that daily huddle. Can you talk? I hammer all my clients that it's so important to have a daily huddle with your team, to huddle with your team every morning and to have a weekly staff meeting. Could you talk about the importance of implementing these human resource strategies for managing people and what impact that's had for your company?
Yeah, so the impact of daily huddles have for my company is that it brought the team together. All of our employees, which is 17 of us full time, it's brought us all together to where we're getting to see each other in the mornings and grow together. We start off with some wins, keep it brief. We go over company updates. Then we go over all our projects, and we ask how's that client doing? Is the project on schedule? But it helped us a lot with the daily interruptions with, hey, so what's going on here? And these questions that could be answered in the morning. So they learn to answer these important questions in the morning so that there's less interruption throughout the day.
Now, the final two areas I wanted to cover here is, there's so much to growing a company, and that's what we talk about on our weekly coaching calls. But building a sustainable and repetitive weekly schedule, like every week we're doing the group interview. Every week we're gathering objective reviews from clients. Every week we're gathering before and after images. Every week you're gathering testimonials from your happy clients. You have to do this stuff every week. It's like a garden. You got to pull the weeds every week. Could you talk about the importance of having these human resource systems in place where you do these systems every week, so it's proactive as opposed to reactive, doing these same things over and over?
Yeah, I think it's important to do it every week and repeat them so that things don't fall through the cracks. And if you get too relaxed on not doing it, or you go 2 or 3 weeks without listening to recorded calls or whatever it may be, you start to slack off a little bit. The next thing you know, you're in trouble. And now you're putting out another fire that wouldn't have been there if you would have been on track and keeping up with the systems and processes. So just doing it repeatedly helps with building that system. Everybody knows it's this day at this time. Our morning huddles are every day from 7:07, last 15 minutes. And everybody knows to be there. And it's just been great.
Now, final two questions for you. People out there that maybe want to do business with you, they're hearing about you. Again, it's very hard to gather objective Google reviews if people don't like you. It's very hard to gather video testimonials if people don't like the work you do. What's your website, and how do people, go ahead and get a hold of you if they're looking to hire you guys for maybe a big project?
Yeah, so our website is moralesbrothers.net, and you can definitely just fill out our get in touch form to reach out to us. And I personally will actually be in touch with you and have a conversation with you.
And for anybody out there that's contemplating coming to one of our workshops or scheduling a free 13-point assessment, what word of encouragement or what advice would you have for anybody out there?
Well, I would say don't wait any longer. Jump in, because if I would have jumped in 7 years ago, I would have been in a whole different place today. So
I guarantee you would be. I'll say this though, and I'm not prophetic. I'm saying you're on pace. You're on pace to have a business that's going to be about 5 times larger than what it was when I first met you. And I say that because the first thing you see is the leads coming in, and you start to see new teammates joining your team, and you're building that foundation for success. And I totally see you guys going to a great place right now. So I wish I would have met you earlier. That's my only complaint. But that's Ronnie Morales. Ronnie, I really appreciate you. I'll give you the final word. What do you want to say to everybody out there that's maybe contemplating taking their business to the next level?
Like I said, guys, don't wait any longer. Reach out to Clay and the team, do your assessment, and be a diligent doer.
Amen to that. Ronnie Morales, take care, sir. Have a great day.
Thank you.
The number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year. We are Jared and Jennifer Johnson. We own Platinum Pest and Lawn and are located in Owasso, Oklahoma. And we have been working with Thrive for business coaching for almost a year now.
Yeah. So what we want to do is we want to share some wins with you guys that we've had by working with Thrive. First of all, we're on the top page of Google now. Okay, I just want to let you know what type of accomplishment this is. Our competition, Orkin, Terminex, they're both $1.3 billion companies. They both have 2,000 to 3,000 pages of content attached to their website. So to basically go from virtually non-existent on Google to up on the top page is really saying something. But that's come by being diligent to the systems that Thrive has, by being consistent and diligent on doing podcasts and staying on top of those podcasts to really help with getting up on with their listing and ranking there with Google.
And also, we've been trying to get Google reviews, asking our customers for reviews. And now we're the highest rated and most reviewed pest and lawn company in the Tulsa area. And that's really helped with our conversion rate. And the number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year.
Wait, say that again. How much are we up?
411%.
Okay, so 411% we're up with our new customers. Amazing.
Right. So not only do we have more customers calling in, we're able to close those deals at a much higher rate than we were before. Right now, our closing rate is about 85%, and that's largely due to, first of all, like our Google reviews that we've gotten people really see that our customers are happy, but also we have a script that we follow. And so when customers call in, they get all the information that they need. That script has been refined time and time again. It wasn't a one and done deal. It was a system that we followed with Thrive in the refining process, and that has obviously the 411% shows that system works.
Yeah. So here's a big one for you. So last week alone, our booking percentage was 91%. We actually booked more deals, more new customers last year than we did the first 5 months. Or I'm sorry, we booked more deals last week than we did the first 5 months of last year from before we worked with Thrive. So again, we booked more deals last week than the first 5 months of last year. And it's incredible. But the reason why we have that success is by implementing the systems that Thrive has taught us and helped us out with. So.
Some of those systems that we've implemented are group interviews. That way we've really been able to come up with a really great team. We've created and implemented checklists. That way everything gets done and it gets done right. It creates accountability. We're able to make sure that everything gets done properly, both out in the field and also in our office. And also doing the podcast, like Jared had mentioned, that has really, really contributed to our success. But that, like I said, the diligence and consistency in doing those and that system has really, really been a big blessing in our lives. And also, it's really shown that we've gotten the success from following those systems.
Yeah. So before working with Thrive, we were basically stuck. Really no new growth with our business. And we were in a rut and we didn't know.
The last 3 years, our customer base had pretty much stayed the same. We weren't shrinking, but we weren't really growing either.
Yeah, and so we didn't really know where to go, what to do, how to get out of this rut that we're in. But Thrive helped us with that. They implemented those systems. They taught us those systems. They taught us the knowledge that we needed in order to succeed. Now it's been a grind. Absolutely, it's been a grind this last year. But we're getting those fruits from that hard work and the diligent effort that we're able to put into it. So again, we were in a rut. Thrive helped us get out of that rut. And if you're thinking about working with Thrive, quit thinking about it and just do it. Do the action, and you'll get the results. It will take hard work and discipline, but that's what it's going to take in order to really succeed. So we just want to give a big shout out to Thrive, a big thank you out there to Thrive. We wouldn't be where we're at now without their help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Moore. I'm a pediatric dentist. Through our new digital marketing plan, we have seen a marked increase in the number of new patients that we're seeing every month, year over year. 1 month, for example, we went from 110 new patients the previous year to over 180 new patients in the same month. And overall, our average is running about 40 to 42% increase month over month, year over year. The group of people required to implement our new digital marketing plan is immense, starting with a business coach, videographers, photographers, web designers. Back when I graduated dental school in 1985, nobody advertised. The only marketing that was ethically allowed in everybody's eyes was mouth-to-mouth marketing. By choosing to use the services, you're choosing to use a proven turnkey marketing and coaching system that will grow your practice and get you the results that you're looking for. I went to the University of Oklahoma College of Dentistry, graduated in 1983, and then I did my pediatric dental residency at Baylor College of Dentistry from 1983 to 1985.
Hello, my name is Charles Kolaw with Kolaw Fitness. Today I want to tell you a little bit about Clay Clark and how I know Clay Clark. Clay Clark has been my business coach since 2017. He's helped us grow from 2 locations to now 6 locations. We're planning to do 7 locations in 7 years and then franchise. And Clay has done a great job of helping us navigate anything that has to do with like running the business, building the systems, the checklists, the workflows, the audits, how to navigate lease agreements, how to buy property, how to work with brokers and builders. This guy is just amazing. He's this kind of guy has worked in every single industry. He's written books with like Lee Cockrell, head of Disney, with the 40,000 cast members. He's friends with like Mike Lindell. He does Reawaken America tours, where he does these tours all across the country, where 10,000 or more people show up to some of these tours. On the day-to-day, he does anywhere from about 160 companies. He's at the top. He has a team of business coaches, videographers, and graphic designers and web developers, and they run 160 companies every single week. So think of this guy with a team of business coaches running 160 companies. So in the weekly, he's running 160 companies. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's doing Reawaken America tours. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's also doing business conferences where 200 people show up, and he teaches people a 13-step proven system that he's done and worked with billionaires, helping them grow their companies. I've seen guys from startups go from startup to being multimillionaires, teaching people how to get time freedom and financial freedom through the system. Critical thinking, document creation, putting it into organizing everything in their head to building into a franchisable, scalable business. Like one of his businesses has like 500 franchises. That's just one of the companies or brands that he works with. So amazing guy. Elon Musk kind of like smart guy. He kind of comes off sometimes as socially awkward, but he's so brilliant, and he's taught me so much. When I say that, like Clay is like, he doesn't care what people think when you're talking to him. He cares about where you're going in your life and where he can get you to go. And that's what I like most about him. He's like a good coach. A coach isn't just making you feel good all the time. A coach is actually helping you get to the best you. And Clay has been an amazing business coach. Through the course of that, we became friends. I was really most impressed with him is when I was shadowing him one time. We went into a business deal and listened to it. I got to shadow and listen to it. And when we walked out, I knew that he could make millions on the deal. And they were super excited about working with him. And he told me, he's like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to turn it down, because he knew it was going to harm the common good of people in the long run. And the guy's integrity just really wowed me. It brought tears to my eyes to see that this guy, his highest desire was to do what's right. And anyways, just an amazing man. So anyways, impacted me a lot. He's helped navigate anytime I've got nervous or worried about how to run the company, or navigating competition and an economy that's like, I remember we got closed down for 3 months. He helped us navigate on how to stay open, how to get back open, how to just survive through all the COVID shutdowns, lockdowns.
I'm Rachel with Tip Top Canine, and we just want to give a huge thank you to Clay and Vanessa Clark.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan with Tip Top Canine. Just want to say a big thank you to Thrive 15. Thank you to Make Your Life Epic. We love you guys, we appreciate you, and really just appreciate how far you've taken us.
This is our old house, right? This is where we used to live a few years ago. This is our old neighborhood. See, it's nice, right?
So this is my old van and our old school marketing, and this is our old team. And by team, I mean it's me and another guy.
This is our new house with our new neighborhood. This is our new van with our new marketing, and this is our new team. We went from 4 to 14, and I took this beautiful photo. We worked with several different business coaches in the past, and they were all about helping Ryan sell better and just teaching sales, which is awesome, but Ryan is a really great salesman. So we didn't need that. We needed somebody to help us get everything that was in his head out into systems, into manuals and scripts, and actually build a team. So now that we have systems in place, we've gone from 1 to 10 locations in only a year.
In October 2016, we grossed 13 grand for the whole month. Right now it's 2018, the month of October. It's only the 22nd. We've already grossed a little over 50 grand for the whole month, and we still have time to go. we're just thankful for you, thankful for Thrive and your mentorship, and we're really thankful that you guys have helped us to grow a business that we run now instead of the business running us. Just thank you times 1,000.
The Thrive Time Show 2-day interactive business workshops are the world's highest rated and most reviewed business workshops because we teach you what you need to know to grow.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.
And now you may be thinking, what does it actually cost to attend an in-person 2-day interactive Thrive Time Show business workshop? Well, good news. The tickets are $250 or whatever price that you can afford. What? Yes, they're $250 or whatever price you can afford. I grew up without money, and I know what it's like to live without money. So if you're out there today and you want to attend our in-person 2-day interactive business workshop, all you got to do is go to thrivetimeshow.com to request those tickets. And if you can't afford $250, we have scholarship pricing available to make it affordable for you.